Morning, VC. All right, got a bunch of records I'm going to show today. This was going to be a really short video with just a few finds, but I've been reading this book, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. And so it inspired me to show a few other records I have here in the collection. First up, I went into Repo the other day. I don't think I was looking for anything in particular, and sometimes I'll just go through sections I haven't gone through in forever. So I looked at some of the country and bluegrass, and I just pulled this right out of the shelf for $7. Gospel Songs by the Carter Family in Texas. Really nice cover. It's still in the original shrink. This was put out in 1978. And yeah, look at all the guitars there. They're pretty rocking for a country gospel group out of Virginia. The first to record with the Victor Talking Machine Company in Bristol, Tennessee back in 1927, I believe. One day before Jimmy Rogers recorded with Victor. So they got a lot of history when it comes to recorded music. Really good stuff. I really like the Carter Family. I've got some old original 78s of theirs. Really solid guitar playing and no nonsense vocals. Excellent stuff. And this is, leans more on the gospel stuff. Like this is like Heaven to Me, the King's Highway. Yeah, excellent. Let's see I'll show you the record. There's a bunch of pressings of this. This is the actual first press on the old Homestead label, and it's in just gorgeous condition. Not something you run across every day. Jimmy's got stuff he's had since the 80s still in his shop, from when his shop was located on Central instead of over on Commonwealth. This is cool, but it's got the original sticker from the record store it was sold in Nashville back in 78. Ernest Tubb Record Shops, Inc., which John Digital Gramophone explained to me this place is still there in Nashville, but it's more of a knick-knack and place where you go for souvenirs and that kind of thing. But yeah, I guess this originally was a really nice record shop back in the late 70s, probably earlier too. Original price sticker. Original price was $7.98 back then, and I got it for $7. So this one didn't go up. Got a record here that came from Carolina Soul. They just did an auction of the personal collection of the great jazz pianist and keyboardist Chick Corea, who passed not too far back. I missed him play. He came maybe the year before his death and played Davidson College up here near Lake Norman. Solo performance on piano, on a grand piano, and I missed it. I should have gone. That's definitely a regret. But I did get a record from his personal collection. This is the only one I bid on. I thought I was going to go lower. It actually went a little higher than I wanted to pay, but happy to get it. Andrew White, Songs for a French Lady, featuring Kevin Toney, Steve Novosel, and Keith Kilgo on drums. And they put these stickers on here, kind of like how Dylan did the VOA collection. So, collection of Chick Corea on the outside of the sleeve. Yeah, Andrew White, excellent DC area saxophonist. These are on his private label, Andrew's Music. This is basically number 6. I have number 2. Those are the only 2 I've picked up so far that I've run across. This is an interesting record because the A side, there's some really good cuts they play, like Moment's Notice by John Coltrane, with the quartet. This is recorded in 74. But the B side is called Concerto for 16 Instruments. As something Andrew White composed in 1963, you've got 3 oboes, 4 English horns, 2 clarinets, 3 alto saxophones, 3 tenors, and piano going off. It's quite something. Yeah, they recorded it in '74, but he had written it much earlier. And it's like a 4-parter. Very cool to find. Well, very cool to get something from Chick's collection. A lot of the stuff was insane, like acetates, test pressings. There was some personal clothing items, kind of similar to the wife of Alvin Jones's collection in that regard. One of the records went for $2,176. It was a cheap Miles Davis twofer, but it went for that much because on the back it was inscribed by Miles Davis to Chick Corea, "You're a motherfucker," Chick, or something like that. So someone paid out the ass for that. Went into Premium Sound, hadn't been in there in months. And it's a very, very small shop, so it's good to give it some time to kind of refresh stock and stuff. I picked this up. It was marked 33 and got it marked down to 25, but it's Eric Dolphy in Europe Volume 1. It's a 1964 UK mono pressing on stateside EMI. I believe these originally came out in the US on Prestige. It's a 3-volume record thing. I have all of those, but yeah, I'm never going to see this again, so I picked it up. Their version of Sonny Rollins' Oleo on the B-side is long and kick-ass. Yeah, it's Eric, in Europe with European players, with Ben Axon on piano, Jorn Elniff on drums, Eric Moslem on bass. He does have Chuck Israels also on bass on this, on a track, but who he played with many times. But yeah, this is a beautiful copy. Does need a clean, but stateside label. Very cool to find this. And it's an upgrade for me because the other record I have is a little noisy of that. And then I also picked this up. This was sitting in the front of the 10-inch section. The Clash, Black Market Crash. Or Black Market Clash, excuse me. Yeah, some good dub rock and stuff from the Clash. Not a first pressing on Epic new disc, but the second label from the original year. So very early pressing of this. I didn't have this in any capacity, so always happy to add anything to the Clash collection in the punk section. That brings me to the book I mentioned at the beginning of the video. This is what I've been reading. Stay Fanatic Volume 4 from Henry Rollins. Lessons in Possession and Confessions of Obsession. I think I've showed this when I got it in. Yeah, I think I'm about halfway through. One thing that's very apparent when you're reading this, and it's not, it's not an easy read. There's a lot of pictures of records. You got to be a record collector to really get into this. There's a lot of photos of a lot of paper goods that he has, a lot of show flyers and promotional materials and all that. He collects all that stuff too. But he really focuses in on a handful of bands that he really, really is a fanatic over. Like anything Iggy Pop's been involved with, the Stooges, any of his solo stuff. Any of the DC scene. He was really good friends with Ian, so, Minor Threat, any of that kind of stuff. He really gets into Bowie, collects anything Bowie, like any 7-inch from every country, every variant of it, promo, whatever, that kind of stuff. He's really into the Damned. I think he plays Machine Gun Etiquette every Friday or pretty much every day. He's into the Cramps quite a bit. So there's a lot of focus on those particular groups. I think Joy Division too, he tries to get everything of. And while I was in Premium Sound, I saw this up on the kind of the top of the record thing behind the counter. And so I bought it because it was a good price. And this is kind of hard to get. There's a few online you can buy, and they're numbered copies. It's The Damned, Play It at Your Sister. It's a box set. This one's numbered 1316. I'm not sure how many they made, but it's a 3 CD set with a booklet. And I didn't have anything from The Damned. I'm actually not big on the first record, but I thought, what the hell, I'll get this and read about the band some more, since Henry's raving about it. So there's this really good booklet here. A lot of information, and a double CD of the early stuff on the Stiff label, I believe. The Stiff years, June 76 to September of 77. So it's a double CD with 48 tracks total. And then there's supposed to be a bonus third CD. It's a live show that's very rare to get a hold of, and it's not in here. So that's why this was so cheap. It's missing the third disc. Reached out to Luke. Luke was in Florida, and he had someone working there, to see if he's got that lying around somewhere. Maybe someone was playing it in the shop. See if I can get the third disc for this, but I didn't pay much for this, so I think I paid $25 for this, and it goes for $65 to $100. So whatever, I'll try to see if I can track down the bonus disc one way or the other. Make sure to complete that. But that was I didn't have any Damn, so we can throw that in the car or in the boombox here in the house. But I thought I'd show some other things I picked up recently, and also I'll show you my, since Henry's always raves about Iggy Pop and David Bowie the most, I'll show you what I have for those groups here in the shelves. But I picked this up at Lunchbox recently. I have all these Glenn E. Friedman photo books, because he followed around, Fugazi and Black Flag and the like. But he also did Minor Threat, and this is just a Minor Threat photo book. This is really, really incredible. A lot of up close, in the pit, on stage photos of Minor Threat, DC's finest. There's Ian. A lot of photos of him. Yeah, a ton of them. Incredible that these photos were taken, man. Because a lot of this kind of scenes around the country, like, they just don't. Back then, in the early '80s, they just, no one cared about video or photo work, with punk stuff. So, great document of stuff about Minor Threat there. So yeah, I'll show you what I have for Iggy Pop and the Stooges and that kind of stuff, and then we'll show you what I have for Bowie. I don't have anywhere, I'm not a completist or anything like that. There's a ton I don't have, but I have some good stuff. So I thought, what the hell? I do have this is probably Henry's favorite record, reading the book, Iggy Pop the Idiot, produced by David Bowie. This is a original first pressing German copy on RCA. I'll show you the label. I got this from Permanent. They went over to Germany a couple of years ago and brought back a great collection, and this was one of them. So there's your RCA German label from 1977. I do need Lust for Life. It's gotten so expensive. It used to be a cheap record, and now it's, 60 trashed. You know what I mean? Like, up to $100, like 80, 90 for a good copy. I'll get Lust for Life at some point, but I'm happy to have the Idiot. Copy that. That's a good one. This I just got from Dylan at Noble from the Voice of America collection I showed the other day. The Iggy Pop TVI live from 1977 from, the Idiot album tour probably here. David Bowie on live treated piano on this with the band. This was one that took me a long time to find. Another one from Noble, Iggy Pop and James Williamson, Kill City. On Line Records. Well, always love the cover on that one. This one, I really dig this record. This is later on. This is a promo of Iggy Pop's Zombie Birdhouse. I think I got this from Permanent also. Yeah, really dig Rob Dupre's guitars on this. Really good guitars. This is one of my favorite Iggy Pop records. Just because it was different. They released pretty much an Iggy Pop live bootleg type thing on Record Store Day every year. Kind of like how they've been doing the Motorheads. I got all the Motorheads, and there's another one coming out this RSD. And I think I like Motorhead better than I do the Stooges, which is, people might kill me for saying that, but I did get this one live from Berlin. This is one of the doubles that I bought. Pretty good show. These aren't the best. And then I did get this box set from Repo, Kiss My Blood, live at the Olympia, Paris, France, from 1991. So this is much later on, and this came with a DVD, and I watched the DVD the other day, and it's not the best performance. I mean, he was getting up there, but the crowd loved it. And he was, still a showman. Incredible on that front. I don't know. I don't know the band. This was Craig Pike, Larry Mullins, and Whitey Kirst. Just didn't quite do it for me on that, but it's a nice box set thing. It was on sale when I got it. Now this project that he did later on was killer. And they actually showed this concert on PBS of all things. Was Iggy Pop Post-Pop Depression with Josh from Queens of the Stone Age. This is a great record. 2016. Took me a while to find this too. I think I found it at Repo. Yeah, and produced by Josh from Queens of the Stone Age. This is a fantastic record. Great band. And I've got all the Stooges stuff. I do have originals of, all these. So this came off the wall at Noble. This is a pretty beat up copy, but it was a really good price. So I was like, well, this is my chance to get one. So yeah, I had an original 50-cent sticker on it. I didn't pay 50 cents for it, but yeah, an Elektra. That's all-time shit. I do have a beautiful Netherlands reissue on Elektra from 2016. This sounds really good. So yeah, this is kind of my go-to copy, is this reissue. And then I do have an original of Funhouse that came off the wall at Noble. This is freaking crazy, this record, especially with the free jazzy stuff, as Rob likes to say, free jazzy. 1970. Yeah, TVI on here. These are all records everybody knows, but I just thought, I'd show them since, I'm reading a Henry book. And this one I actually got from Dom. It was in the shop at Angry Mom, and he helped get it here. It's a beautiful copy. I think it's an original UK of Raw Power. Still with the original price sticker for over there. £1.99. And Raw Power, I really dig. Search and Destroy on that, I think. Oh yeah, and Gimme Danger. This is something I just picked up, used cheap at Lunchbox not too far back. The Metallic KO, Iggy and the Stooges live show. The last show at the Michigan Palace in Detroit. On, what is this, on Skydog? Yeah, and this is a blue cover. I think there's a silver color version of this. This is a beat up copy, so I'd like to upgrade this at some point. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is, a French or German copy, something like that. And then I did get this at Repo. Let me see what else we got here. Hold on, making a mess now. Okay, and we got some 7 inches here. The Story of the Stooges, the film from Jim Jarmusch, Gimme Danger. This is a really good soundtrack. All the great stuff is on here. Gimme Danger, the Bowie mix from Iggy and the Stooges. Yeah, that's excellent. And I do have some 7 inches. This one is a cool one. I'm Sick of You. This came from Bomp Records out in California. I think Vinyl Richie had advised they had some copies left on Bomp, so went on there and grabbed one. I think they were kind of like I think Bomp said they found these in a box that they had no idea was still lying around in the warehouse somewhere. So put them up for sale for cheap. I couldn't have paid, I don't even think I paid $10 for that. Found this at a convention. Open Up and Bleed, the Stooges. This is some type of bootleg 7-inch. Really good. And Iggy Pop, The Villagers from that record I really dig. This came out in 2019 for Record Store Day, numbered colored vinyl. Had to grab that. So I really love that song. So that's all the Iggy stuff I have. So I'll show you the Bowie stuff I have, which isn't much. There's only so much of his stuff I can get into. But I did find this 7-inch the other day that I showed. This is a kind of a rare one to find. So this is a bootleg of it. Promo RCA of with Space Oddity, Moon Age Daydream on side 1, Life on Mars and It Ain't Easy on the B side. These are all phenomenal tracks. This is one of my favorite 7 inches. Like really good songs. Yeah, RCA Not For Sale. This is a really well done bootleg, and it sounds really good. And that's one thing that Henry collects is bootlegs. He loves collecting bootlegs. He has no issue with them. Yeah, in this book there's a lot of rare bootlegs that you get to see in here of, like I said, all the bands that he really loves. Yeah, so we've got the Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. I got this from Noble. This copy is warped a little bit. It plays. I do need to upgrade this. I would like to get an earlier copy. This is a decent copy from '72, but I'd like to get it's not a first pressing or anything like that. I'd like to get a better pressing of that. I do have a copy of Diamond Dogs that I got from, I think, Luke. I think there's a rare cover of this that's worth a shit ton. I don't think I've ever seen it in the wild. 84 Rebels on this, which is one of my favorite Bowie tracks. I did get an original of Station to Station. I think it's a U.S. original of this for $8 the other day at Repo. Cover's not great, but the record is just fine. VG plus on the record, probably VG minus on the cover. But my play copy for that is this reissue, this 180 gram remastered. John gave this to me for Christmas one year. This sounds unbelievably good. Any of these reissues here that they have this sticker for remastered heavyweight 180 gram. I'm not sure who did these. This sounds really good. That's a good record. And then he was hounding me to get this one for the longest time. I think it might be John's favorite Bowie record. I could be wrong, but Low. And this was an early copy I got from Noble. Speed of Life, Always Crashing in the Same Car. There's some cool songs on here. And then I do have a copy of Black Star because this is, I love this record. This is incredible. Yeah, this is, you know, what a way to go out. Kind of a unique experience, this record. It's very dark. Pity She Was a Whore. Man. This dude, he let it all out right here. That's a great one. But last but not least, this is what I just found at Repo the other day. And I picked this up again because I'm reading that Henry book. And it's a bootleg. And it was in the section with all the reissues. I think I went through all the Bowie, and it's all reissues and box sets and stuff over at Repo. They have a lot of Bowie. A lot of good box sets. They only had one original copy of a record for Bowie. Everything else was reissue. But they did have this. On Mercury, London by Tata, back with Bombers. And the B-side is a really, really good track. Sounds great. The A-side doesn't sound very well. It's not a good boot version of London by Tata. But this is really cool. There's only 40 people that have this listed on Discogs. It can't be sold on Discogs because it's a boot. So that might play a part in that. But yeah, here's their label. It just says Pop on it. This plays good. Again, the B-side is great. Really dug it. But what was cool is it was in this sleeve with this Bowie print or photo or whatever. So yeah, Steve threw that in with the 7-inch. There's another version of this boot with a black cover. More folks might have that one. But yeah, that's everything. Hope you're well. Peace.